live in an overabundance of information. So I think a lot of times, like in this field, people, they spend a lot of time talking about resources that, you know, you can use to learn this, and this. And really, I think there should be also, I mean, I think that's good. I think it's great, but I think you should also take time to consolidate your resources as well, because what ends up happening, especially for a lot of people that are new to this field, is, you know, they'll be really enthusiastic about learning security and stuff, which is great, to be like really excited and, you know, just ready to get started in the field. And, you know, they'll go to their mentors or people they look up to, whether that be, you know, digital mentors, or they'll look to, maybe say they get hired on in security, they'll look to some of their coworkers they look up to get it, you know, advice, as you might imagine, you know, what resources should I look into to learn whatever I'm trying to learn, right? But the problem is, a lot of times, you know, there's so many resources out there, and especially for people that are more like, you know, veterans in their field in security, they probably know of a ton of resources. So they'll give them a lot of resources. Oftentimes they'll just sort of blurt out all of the resources that they have in mind, you know, all kinds of different vulnerable boxes that you can work on, or subscriptions to different sites, you know, books to read, YouTube videos to watch, conference videos to watch, like the list just goes on and on and on. So what happens to a lot of people that, you know, they're beginners but they're enthusiastic, is a lot of times they just get overwhelmed, and then the opposite effect ends up happening. Instead of, you know, being motivated to, you know, get started and to learn this stuff, they feel so far behind, and it weighs on them. Like, it just feels like a huge weight over their shoulders. Like, oh man, I have to go through all these resources and I have to learn all of this, and this is going to take so long. I don't know where to start. And, you know, that's something I hope that I can help with for pen testing and stuff, certainly, is giving you guys some ideas out there of different things you can start with. But I would say that, yeah, you got to be careful with the resources stuff. Like, definitely it's good and a necessary thing, like to be using resources and, you know, trying to, you know, learn this stuff obviously from somewhere, from some source. But don't let yourself be overwhelmed, and don't let yourself don't be in the position where you feel like you have to learn all of this, because no one knows everything in security. In fact, no one even knows close to everything in security. So it's really, you pick your areas of specialization, you pick your focus areas. What you really need to do with resources is you need to first determine where you want to put your focus into. Do you want to be a web app pen tester? Okay, then you're going to want to focus your time into learning about web app vulnerabilities, about learning different web technologies, you know, whether it, you know, be web servers, different web stacks, database languages, OWASP, you know. You need to learn those things and learn them well. That's where you want to dedicate your time to. Now, on the flip side, if you are interested in getting into a different area of security, like say vulnerability management, more on the server side, then you're going to want to put most of your learning time into learning about how to use the different scan tools, and the different server vulnerabilities, a lot of times like local exploits, stuff like that, right? So it really depends on what you want to achieve through learning, and that's going to help, because if you don't declare that and get that straightened out from the start, what's going to happen is you're just going to have like a plethora of resources of all different areas, and you're going to be very scattered in your approach, which is never ideal. You want to be laser focused. You want to know where you are going to prioritize your learning. Certainly, I know when I first started, there were just so many. I had to pick some and I had to go with it. Now I will give you a little bit more actionable advice, and I will say that when looking for resources, not only is it important with the resources to, you know, obviously pick ones that help you along your goal with what you want to learn. But on another good litmus test for whether you should pursue a resource is, how hands-on is it? Now, if you guys have been familiar with me and my channel for a while, you knew that I was pursuing OSCP, and that is one thing that many people, myself included, like so much about OSCP is it's a very hands-on certification. You know, whatever resources get you, not only teach you the theory behind stuff, but get you hands-on into learning it and actually using what you learn, applying it. Those are the ones that are going to translate the most onto the job and into real world scenarios, and you're just going to be the most value for you, the most bang for your buck, if you will. So yeah, I'll leave you guys with that, and if there's any questions, you know, as always, leave them in the comments section below. I hope this was of help to you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.